Welcome back everybody, my name's Kanan and thanks for joining me for my Murtop review. Murtop is basically one of those games that kind of brings back memories of the old retro days, and also if you remember the game Bomberman, well it kind of like has that feel to it. And for all you retro heads that like all your little gimmicks, well this has a few. It has filters to make it look older as you would expect, and a Tate mode, which basically if you tilt your switch to the side you can play it on kind of like the long side if you like, which is kind of reminiscent of those old arcade machines. And it even has one of those leaderboard things, but I don't think it's actually online, so it kind of like misses a few things there. But I can understand if it's not online to why it's not online. Bear in mind I played this before it came out, and this review is actually done before the release date. Now, the game is actually played on kind of like a massive grid, most of it filled in as you can see by mud and dirt and grass. Then as you can see you've got your enemies and it's up to you to dodge, weave, try and drop things on them. Bear in mind they can also drop on you like rocks and the like, and basically drop these bombs so that you make a good path to the enemy, up, down, left, right. But do be cautious because you can be harmed by your own bomb blasts. And that means always making sure that you have an exit to leave from, or at least try and get out of the way. There's also items to collect within these levels, and collect them all and basically you get bigger bonuses, which is good. And all of this is added up along with your lives and everything at the end of each level, helping you climb up that leaderboard I mentioned before. The game does get harder the more you progress, and there's even little bonus levels where you kind of like try and collect your carrots instead of getting hit by boulders, which I thought was pretty cool. And you guessed it, you get extra points for doing so. I did find the controls pretty decent, although I didn't and could not get into using the thumbstick. Just felt a bit awkward, so I used the buttons instead, and this pretty well changed the game for me from a this feels a bit fiddly to control to a actually this is quite decent control, it's quite tight. Graphically I did think Murtop had some nice retro looks about it. The rabbit, which was the main character, was quite well animated in that sort of retro way. And all the other characters were bright, it was kind of like fun looking, and yeah, I enjoyed it visually. Sound wise, I never know how to rate these things because I've always been to the mind of, yes, alright, retro graphics, they look good, and you know, it does take a bit to give it that twist to make it more modernised. But sound wise, I don't know, there's just not much of these sounds, and anything like this can be kind of like ripped from older games and put into a game like this, and I don't know how to, my brain doesn't comprehend why I should be thinking this is spectacular or not. But on the other hand, I probably couldn't do it, so I mean, yeah, it's okay. I don't really like these sounds, I'd rather a modernised sound to them, but then again, would that sound odd? Leave a comment down below and tell me whether that would look odd or whether you like these old and retro sounds. Do they make you feel good? And with that, let's mosey on over to the score. Right, in short, basically if you're into your retro gaming and you like all those little extra things to go with it, and you like Bomberman, which is probably essential for this game, but with a kind of like, not platformy type thing, but one of those like mini miner type game feels to it, then this is probably the game for you. Although saying that, I'm not the biggest retro head out there, but I did have fun with it, I did enjoy it, and it is addicting. And that pretty reasonable price tag that it has kind of helps its side as well. I think this goes down to, as I said, depending on whether you like this sort of game or not. I personally would give it a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad game, slightly above average, and I would definitely recommend it for people that enjoy this game. But I did find it addictive, so to people that really enjoy these sort of games, it could easily be a 7 or an 8. And with that, thanks for joining me. Take care out there, because you're such beautiful people. Leave a comment down below of what you think of Murtop, and come and join us in our community Discord, because life is better when we game together.